the Pro Bowlers Tour. We're here in beautiful Lakewood, California for the finals of the $300,000 AC Delco Classic. Here's your outstanding field of 5 pros. The 5th seed is a PBA Hall of Famer after his 26th career title from Indianapolis, Mike Aulby. Battling him in the opening match is the 22-time champion seeking his 2nd win of the year from St. Ann, Missouri, Pete Weber. Our 3rd seed is the Tour's #1 ranked bowler, all-time earnings leader from Stockton, California, Walter Ray Williams, Jr. The semifinal match features a 11-time titleist, 4-time Sportsmanship Award winner from Jackson, New Jersey, Parker Bohn III. And our tournament leader has 4 titles, all from the top seed from Clermont, Florida, Jason Couch. 84 total titles. Bowling for lots of money, a $300,000 total, and Nelson Burton, the top prize is big.
You're right, Chris. $48,000 on top. These 5 players average $241 during the week on the championship pairs, so spares are not going to make it. You need at least 6 in a row every game to be in contention, and 2 greats in the first match.
One to hold. Mike Aulby on the right. Pete Weber on the left. Mike Aulby with 25 titles in an 18-year career. The only one to win all 5 major championships. Perfect. Standing room only. Nelson here at Calbo.
Chris, has been good crowds all week, as we always have in the Los Angeles area. The AC Delco Classic, their favorite. Now Pete Weber with the big hook.
Beautiful, beautiful stroke. 22 titles. Now get this, Pete has 29 regional titles. A little sour a couple of years, so what do? You go back to a lot of regional competition, and it's brought him out of the doldrums. He's now in his 78th telecast here. 5'7", 135. Double.
Well, these 2 players are very similar in style. Obviously, Weber with a little more hook than Alby, but they opt for the soft speed, about 16 or 17 miles an hour, which gives them excellent pin carry. Our top 3 other players, you'll see the hard, fast stuff after this game.
Left the 10 pin on the right line of this championship pair.
You see Mike Aulby playing from the right side of the lane, starting the ball over the 3rd arrow out to the very edge board on the left. Comes in light. Watch the 5 pin. He actually blows it behind the 10. A little too much power. Didn't get a break on the 10. Normally, Mike will carry that shot.
Mike, the 1995 IOF Player of the Year. He is about 27,000 shy, 127,000 shy of the $2 million mark. And Pete Weber's about 146 shy. So they're approaching the magic mark of 2. Bo, light hit.
Well, he doesn't catch it all, Chris. As it comes off his hand, you watch it comes off his hand. He doesn't get his hand underneath the ball as he normally does. Slides off his thumb, and it just hangs a little wide. Breaks down the 3-9, almost leaves a tough spare. This is an easy shot for Alby. However, he'll be trailing by 11 pins through 3 frames.
If you just joined us, we want to remind you that the winner of this first game here on ABC will meet Walter Ray Williams, Jr., ranked #1. Well, Butch Sofer, statistician for all these years, has just marked up the third X, third strike for Pete Weber, and Pete takes a 21-pin lead. Can increase it now to 31.
And he needs all that lead, Chris, because he's playing a high-risk, high-reward type shot. When you're playing the big hook from the left side to the right, when you hit the pocket, you phase dividends. However, when you make a mistake, it's usually an open, so he needs to get as far ahead of Alby as he possibly can.
High hit for the right-hander on the left lane here at Cowbowl.
And that's what we're just talking about. Softens up on his speed. If one thing Pete has a little problem with the last couple of years is not maintaining enough ball speed, cuts right through the heart, leaves a 3, 6, 9, 10 spare, and should be a tough spare for Pete. He's going to have to lose some more speed on this one.
All right. Weber smiles because he's in the lead. Straight out of the movies Jerry Maguire and Speed, here's Ocean Boulevard in Long Beach.
Over time, a car can become a real magnet for replacement parts. And not just filters, batteries, and spark plugs. That's why AC Delco has over 65,000 parts, with everything from alternators to evaporators. AC Delco has quality parts for just about every make of car or truck. Oh yeah, we also make remanufactured engines. AC Delco. It's like buying time.
If a few extra pins are what you want, maybe you just need a little more power.
Well, Bo, here in our very first game, it's a 17-pin lead now by Pete Weber. He was stringing them and then all of a sudden slipped.
Well, we have all great players out there. You have the number 7 player against the number 2, as you said, Walter Ray's coming up. So every man in this field is strong. And, of course, the upstart Jason Couch at the top, he led this thing by 530 pins. However, Alby, 4th frame, trails by 17, opening match.
Second strike in 4 frames for the Hoosier. 25 titles. Very calm, cool. Just won everything. His interesting hobbies, one being collecting bowling pins, the pins that helped him win, and the balls that helped him win the championships. The lead now is only 7. Weber up, and he has a spare working as he shoots in the 5th, though.
I think Pete is going to hit the right-hand lane okay. It's the left-hand lane that seems to give Alby a little bit trouble. And when you see a left-hander come in light, as Alby did, usually the right-hander goes high. It's the opposite. So let's see if they can hit 33.
One of the 2 righties in this field of 5. Walter Ray Williams Jr. being the other.
See, the ideal position of Pete Weber is going back to that serpentine-type big hook ball from the top, locks everything in here. Now watch this ball trajectory all the way out to about the 2nd board, then back into the pocket. If you can control it, it maximizes your carry. Big time. It's amazing that we see that more often because players are such a big hook. Now, Pete was trying to throw it a little bit harder to make an adjustment for that 3, 6, 9, 10. This is all precipitated by 3, 6, 9, 10, the 6th frame. Throws it harder, skids in the oil a little farther. However, he can make the spare and still lead by 7 pins.
Successfully overcoming the channel shot. Pete Weber Great titleist, and his wife, Tracy, put added pressure on her, too.
What a key shot and comeback by Weber to get that spare, stay in the match. He still leads, but he's given Alby a chance to take the lead with a third consecutive strike. Up the hill. Yeah.
Each now has had a 3-bagger. Well, next Saturday at 3, 2 Central, ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour rolls into Las Vegas, where defending champion Walter Ray Williams Jr. won last year by 1 pin. That's next Saturday at 3, 2 Central on ABC. 36th year, oh. And you're palling along with me now in your 23rd.
A lot of fun, a lot of good bowling action.
Great.
And the best is yet to come. Now, Alby's been light on this lane twice. Let's see what happens here.
That 4-bagger has put Alby in a 13-pin lead. You know, we're going to give you a peek at some of the festivities at Marketplace in downtown Long Beach, including music.
Your mom says Crispix won't get soggy in milk. Highly unlikely, Susan.
Yeah, highly unlikely.
See, it starts at crispy, but I'm still skeptical.
Me too, I'm so skeptical.
Kellogg's Crispix cereal. Delicious corn and rice that stays crispy to the end.
Okay, last bite, Soggy City. Hey, it's still crispy.
Told ya. Told ya.
Crispix. Crispy to the end.
You're turning on me.
I like to eat what I want when I want, but I don't want heartburn. To prevent it, Pepsid AC says I should take it 1 hour before I eat. 1 hour? Come on. My Tagamet HB200 prevents heartburn in half that time. Check the pack. And Tagamet has more acid blockers than Pepsid AC to block acid faster. Both are strong, but Tagamet's faster. Life's too short. Why wait?
New Tagamet HB200. More acid blockers help block acid faster.
Monday, an ABC premiere event. Richard Gere.
What happened with us?
Sharon Stone.
You fell in love with another woman.
Lolita Davidovich.
Can't give you what you had with them.
You never thought love could end like this. Intersection, the network premiere, ABC Monday.
Cal Bowl is in Lakewood, California, right by Long Beach, which is right by the sparkling blue Pacific Ocean. Down now, Pete Weber, down by 13. He has a spare up, shooting in the 7th. Back in the groove, Pete Weber. Bo, take over.
Thank you, Chris. Walter Ray Williams, probably one of the strongest fields we've ever seen in a championship round, and we've seen that all year, even on ESPN earlier. Why so much strength this year?
I think part of it is the top 3 money leaders of all time, Mike Aulby, Pete Weber, and myself, are trying to get that $2 million mark, and we're all in a hurry to get there.
They're both closing in on $2 million, and Walter Ray will be up in the next match. Chris, tough action ahead.
Mm-hmm. Pete getting now 10 more pins closer, trailing by only 3 in this very first match of our first telecast in ABC. 1997, of course, our colleagues at ESPN doing 6 tournaments prior to our coming here to Southern California. Stringing 5 in a row, asking for a re-rack on the left lane from Dave Schroeder. You know, tonight on ABC, an all-new Dangerous Minds starring Annie Potts. Then, the network premiere of In the Army Now with Pauly Shore and David Allen Greer on Saturday night at the movies, and of course, all tonight on ABC.
Dangerous Minds, one of my favorite, pal.
Oh, yes. Little of everything thus far.
That changes the whole situation in the match. The pivotal 9th frame, Alby cannot put a nail in the coffin of Weber. He's a little soft with the shot. You can see him getting up here, not giving it enough room. It only went out to the second arrow. He's going to go for just 2 pins.
All right. That, of course, is in the 9th foundation frame, 201 through 9 for Mike Aulby. 5-pin lead by Weber. Double working, 9th frame.
This is the one that Peter wants. He can just about slam the door on Alby with a strike here. All right, Pete takes a 15-pin lead now. All he needs is a good, solid mark in the 10th. Excellent shot. He just saws on that. Trips out to 4-7. Peter needs 16-pin fill here in the 10th. Remember, he threw a ball in the channel on this lane earlier in the match, so by no means is this a lock.
Okay. Opened with 3. Competitive Pete. Nelson and I both have known him since birth and have watched him grow up. And Juanita and his mother and his dad Dick have really enjoyed this fighter.
He's going to go out in the middle here, Chris. He's not going to flirt with the channel. Watch this. There you go. Safety shot. That's smart. He'll be in the 240s. He's going to win.
And that means that number 1 ranked and number 2 ranked bowlers in the PBA will go head-to-head in their next television battle live from California. Good job covering. 244. Big one for Weber in our first game. And now, to finish, Mike Aulby. So for Mike, big disappointment. Thus far this year, he had a 2nd and a 4th, so now he adds a 5th. That's how you do that. Looked easy, didn't it? A 244-221 victory for Pete Weber, who meets Walter Ray Williams. This ABC Sports presentation will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
How much younger do you want to look? The choice is yours when you get rid of gray gradually with Grecian Formula 16. Just comb in this clear liquid and look what happens. Day by day, Grecian Formula replaces gray with natural-looking color. So you decide exactly how much gray you want to lose. Stop and leave a little gray, or keep going till you lose all the gray. How much younger do you want to look? Grecian lets you decide. Liquid, cream, or convenient foam.
Just how far do you have to go to get a delicious Eggo waffle all to yourself?
Do I have to say Lego?
Eggo waffles, part of a good breakfast.
Can't believe that worked.
Who was that guy?
You know, kids who learn about the risks of drug use from their parents are half as likely to use them as kids whose parents say nothing. On March the 30th, talk to your kids about drugs.
Who is the fastest on the ice? Find out as speed skating's world champions are crowned. Coming up next on Wide World.
Yes, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Getting ready? Defeat?
You're so crazy.
See what millions are watching.
Spy Game, ABC Monday.
Wanna play?
Over 20 million watched The Practice, and critics are saying why. Gripping, compelling characters. A don't-miss show. The Practice, ABC Tuesday.
Boscov's tabletop event. The best from false crab, Oneida, Noritake, Mikasa, and more. Save 35% when you buy 2 false crab place settings, plus a bonus gift when you buy a false crab 8 place setting at 35% off. 50% off Oneida stainless steel tableware. Your 4th place setting is free when you buy 3 for total savings of 62%. Save to 50% on Noritake and Mikasa 5-piece place settings during this tabletop event at Boscov's.
Hi, this is the Ford Taurus, and here's just a few reasons why it puts you in control. It has a great ride because of its long wheelbase. It gets you in and out of traffic courtesy of a standard V6 engine, speed-sensitive power-assisted steering, and with its front-wheel drive, there's great traction in most any kind of weather. And here's a feature that's extremely important to your pocketbook, $1,000 cash back. Ford Taurus, it makes a point of putting you in control. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer today and prepare to be impressed.
The Dennis Owens Sports Report, weekends at 6 and 11.
The Pro Bowlers Tour on ABC Sports, brought to you by Kellogg's, with good taste, nutrition, and value, the best to you each morning from Kellogg's. Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes. And AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, it's like buying time.
Okay, back again in beautiful Southern California. Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton, you just saw a terrific match. Pete Weber, 244. Mike Aulby, 221. Pete with 8 strikes, and now he'll go against #1 ranked Walter Ray Williams Jr. And Bo, this is our first of 14 telecasts this year, which end June 21st.
A lot of telecasts, a lot of good action ahead, Chris. We have the #1 and 2 player going right here in this match, and something to look forward to. I think it actually favors Walter Ray Williams Jr., a player who throws it harder and straighter, usually has the edge in a one-game match. Okay. However, Pete Weber was there in the clutch, and if he gets loose, he can get that big strike ball working, but he cannot make a mistake like he did against Alby. Here we go.
Oh, it's his 9th strike of the afternoon to open his second match against Walter Ray Williams Jr., who has 22 titles, has never won a title in his home state of California.
Interesting. He's never won a triple crown event either.
No.
But everything in between has been his.
Boy. El Primo has left the 10-pin.
Nothing much you can do about that. When one round object hits another round object, they don't exactly react the same, and so this is part of the game. The solid 10. Walter will convert this easily. One of the best spare shooters this game has ever seen.
And we mentioned his 22 titles, Player of the Year 3 times, including last year. He has 27 second-place finishes.
Well, that's because a lot of times he's so good that he competes against the other players on their conditions.
Come on, get a strike. That's
it. You'll hear him occasionally. He is wearing one of the wireless microphones. Pete chose not to. Of course, it's their prerogative. Oh, yes. Hey, double. And now we go to Bo Burton.
Thank you, Chris. Mike Aulby, the left-hand lane was the big difference in your match.
Yeah, it was. It was a little bit tighter down the lane for me, and I really had to keep it fairly straight, but I got that one a little bit too straight, a little soft, and broke a little sharp and big forward. But, you know, I was surprised to really keep myself in the match, made some good shots to get there, and Petey's bowling good, but he gave me some openings, just I couldn't take advantage of it.
I got you. How about this match where you got Walter Ray going hard and straight and Pete with the big hook?
Well, Petey's got a lot of confidence, you know, this year. He's bowling pretty well, and I think Walter's going to be tough no matter who he bowls, but Petey just stay away from mistakes, just like that. So that's going to be Petey's downfall, mistakes.
All right, Mike Aulby picked it. If he makes a big mistake, as Pete did there, now he got away with it against Alby first match.
Okay, the second channel shot for Pete Weber. Had won the first game, but he still shot a 244 to defeat Mike Aulby. So close to that outside. have it more inside and left the 10-pin. That was in the third frame of our second match. If you just joined us, Pete Weber defeated Mike Aulby 244 to 221. Drying out that hole. Thumb hole. Just beautiful and powerful. My heavens. Walter Ray, as most of you probably know by now, a 6-time world horseshoe champion, 3-time junior, and last week in Sacramento, he did his horseshoe act, and they said he was terrible. Where he usually is in the 90% ringers, he was in the 70s. And on the left. On Tuesday, he and Paige Pennington celebrate their first wedding anniversary. There's Paige. So smooth and effortlessly. So a good match here. Williams leading by a little over 20. You know, in the celebration of our 36th season, we'll be taking a weekly trip down memory lane. Now, this week, we really flash back to the first ever broadcast of the PBT on ABC Sports. It was May 13th, 1961, on the third episode of Wide World of Sports. Now, I must tell you, as you can see, our coverage has changed over the years, and as you can tell by this scoring technique from the past. This was at Paramus Bowl.
Some people are learning quite a lot about brakes these days. But what they may not know is that AC Delco has brakes for just about everything on the road. From Fords to Chryslers to Hondas to Toyotas. So, no matter what they drive or how they're driving it, they can trust AC Delco to put a stop to it.
Introducing the best thing to happen to breakfast in a generation. New Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes.
Sweet life is calling and falling to something bold. It's a kick, it's a crunch taste of honey and a heart of gold.
Sweet honey and nuts baked to an incredible crunch. And under it all, the simple goodness of Kellogg's Corn Flakes, the heart of gold.
Something new that never grows old.
New Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes.
Taste of honey and a heart of gold.
Poitiers, Phoenix, Redford. We're getting too old for this. Sneakers, 8:30, 7:30 Central, ABC Sunday.
We're 1, we're 2, we're 3, we're 4, we're 5, we're 6.
The Pro Bowlers Tour at Las Vegas. Nothing but strikes.
Next Saturday on ABC.
All right, back again at Cal Bowl in Lakewood, California. We're into our second match. Pete Weber, in defeating Mike Aulby, earned the right to go against Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Pete with a 20. Yes, he's trailing by 21. He's up on the right lane. The high hit, and he is plagued by the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Oh, goodness. We had the 4, 6, 7, 10 earlier. Now this. Look out. Well, Bo, after a channel shot and now an open frame, take over.
Pete Weber's in trouble. Parker, you've been in trouble lately in the last couple of years in the championship round. The opponents have been averaging 234, and you only 216 for the last 12 TV appearances. Is that going to continue?
No, I think today it's time to turn it around. I'm going to better my opponents by 30 pins a game, so I'm going to go out and make my ball talk.
All right, he's ready to turn it around, Chris. Back to you.
Okay, and Pete at the line nearly crumbled. A shaky shot, but it's still that big strike which he really needed in the 5th frame. Walter Ray Williams now up. He has a spare working for him, shooting in the 5th frame. Boy, was that on the edge. Oh, great. If you wait long enough in life, the breaks will come your way, even in bowling.
Well, as Paige Pennington kind of thinks that's a comical, but I'm sure Walter Ray appreciates this break. As the bucket standing, the 2-pin falls in the 5, the 5 and the 8, and he has a simple 4-pin. With this conversion, he'll have a 32-pin lead.
Come on, don't be playing sloppy ball. Come on. Back in the pocket.
Chris, we've been somewhat prophetic in this match in saying that the straighter shot works better under the pressure of the championship round. Walter going right down the first board, has everything under control.
Okay, coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, it's special performances from the NutraSuite World Challenge of Champions, Innsbruck, Austria. Plus, from Poland, World Singles Distance Speed Skating Championships, the men's 500, the women's 500 and 1,000-meter races. Top American Christine Whitty will be competing. And on the Wide World Classic, Julie Moss's dramatic finish in the 1982 Ironman Triathlon. What infinite variety on Wide World following us.
Talk about infinite variety. You look at Pete Weber's last 4 frames. He's been in the gutter, been in the nose, been in the pocket. Once again, he's high on this right-hand lane. He needs to make a major change in order to stay in this match. And I suggest one of 2 things, Chris. When I watched him practice, Pete has the speed and the ability to go out and play the shot that Walter Ray's playing. Down that first board, Pete is excellent at that shot. Would he take a complete gamble and go for it or stay inside with the big hook? His decision. Let's see if he has made the correct one. He's staying left with the big hook.
Coming up high, leaving the 3, 6, 10. Sort of not all together right now.
Well, Tracy, tell your husband to go outside and play the outside line. He still has room for 203.
All right. Good do it, Pete. Arbor Day presentation helped to raise the conservation awareness of some of Lakewood's younger generation.
I remember when the only choice was aspirin. Next came Tylenol, but couldn't always handle all my tough headache pain. And there's a leave. But if pain comes back once you've taken it, you could be in pain hours before you can take more. No thanks.
For me, the best choice is Advil. I can take Advil the way I want to.
Advil contains the #1 doctor-prescribed pain reliever in its class in non-prescription strength.
Nothing is proven to work better or last longer than Advil. Nothing.
Advanced medicine for pain.
Introducing Rage from Columbia 300. Let it out.
Here is our tournament leader of the AC Delco Classic, Jason Couch. #1 seed. He's won all 4 of his titles from the #1 seed. So, trying again today, but his people like Walter Ray Williams, perhaps Pete Weber, Parker Bohn III, saying not. The money leaders this year, John Gant leading the parade.
Won the Tournament of Champions, 60,000 on top. Of course, we saw Alby in the first match. Deadeye, Parker, what a field. All 5 of them there today. And averages about the same we've seen the last couple years in the 220s to get in the money. I think Walter Ray's just going to put Pete away right here.
Hold it, hold it, hold it!
Oh, my.
Well,
that ball's not supposed to hook. Come on.
He said to himself that ball's not supposed to hook, but when you pull it, it has trouble. He needs to get the ball to the right of the 6 pin and slide it over into the 7. Walter can make this shot. It's about a 3 or 4 to 1 for him.
So it's an open frame in the 8th for Walter Ray. Still with a 30-pin lead here in the second match. Weber now in the 8th with the spare working.
Let's look at Pete's score. If he strikes out, he's at 203. Walter Ray going at a 203 pace. We only have 2 frames left. Pete has another life.
Pete's father, Dick, on his way to his 50th ABC in Huntsville, Alabama.
That's the American Bowling Congress tournament. Involves both pros and amateurs. Runs over a 4-month period. Pete Weber must strike on this ball to have a chance. Absolutely mandatory.
The gentleman you saw on the screen was Walter Ray Williams' father looking on.
All right, Pete Weber takes it off the sheet. He'd have a 203. Walter Ray Williams going at a 203 pace. Obviously, Walter has his own destiny in his hands. Walter Ray must strike on this ball to lock up the match. If he opens, obviously Weber's right in it. If he spare strikes, we have a chance for a tie at 203.
Speed up. Come on.
Walter Ray, so uncharacteristic. As you see him, he goes left of his target. He'd had it out there on about the first board. Now he pulls it into the third board. He's going to open in the 8th and 10th frames. If he gets 9 out, he will have a 191 game. Pete Weber's going to need a strike, 9 spare to win.
What a turnabout here in our second match. 244, 221 in the first victory by Weber. Now it's a 191 for Walter Ray Williams Jr. And now here's Pete.
Must strike on this ball. Needs 9 spare to win. Obviously, a strike does the job. If he gets 8 spare, we have a tie match, 2-frame roll-off.
Great example of the old adage, never give up.
How true.
Look at that sportsmanship. You see the hands meeting there. .191, a 202 victory for Pete Weber. You know, today's bowling tip of the week features Parker Bohn III, who demonstrates the development of a classic style. Here's Bo.
Parker Bohn III, many times PBA All-American and the only left-hander to win over $100,000 5 consecutive years on tour. Parker, you've always got a solid game, but what's the real secret to hitting the line like you do?
I think a good solid approach is the answer there. I take my approach by grabbing my ball off the ball return and get lined up with my weight evenly distributed on both legs. As I approach the foul line, all of my weight is solid under one leg, and I wait and hold it till the ball is halfway down the lane.
All right, it's easy to say, but how do we accomplish that in our practice regimen?
Well, I think when a bowler is home, that when they're practicing, they should go down to their local center as they grab their ball, focus in on your target, once again with your weight evenly distributed, and when you get to the foul line, hold the shot totally until your ball is 2 or 3 seconds down the lane, which is well past the arrows.
Thank you very much, Parker. A great tip from Parker Bohn III. Hit that foul line solid and post the shot till the ball is halfway down the lane. Your game will improve.
This Sunday's paper may have something you don't expect, like some good news for a change. The Monopoly game is at McDonald's, so check your Sunday paper for your game board. Someone's paper even has $1 million instant win in it. So you checking yet?
In 5 minutes, Eva.
Okay, you ready? You look great.
Couldn't do without you, Lee. Especially after...
That's what I'm here for, huh? A few weeks ago, I was getting Eva ready for her close-up when I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told her about Head & Shoulders. The regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they can come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference?
White, please.
Mark? You look beautiful. Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Sweet life is calling, I'm falling for something new.
Introducing new Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes. Honey and nuts baked to an incredible crunch on the simple goodness of Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Taste of honey and a heart of gold.
If your game is in the pits, your team feels like the pits, maybe, just maybe, it's the shirts.
1-800-PBA Tour.
Our shirts are the pits.
No problem. Shirts are on their way.
Now it's time to put some color on your team and more fun in your game. It's amazing what a bunch of stripes will do for you. So, now you too can look like a winner and bowl like a pro. Just call 1-800-PBA Tour.
Our third match will start in just a moment, but let's recap what happened in the first match. Pete Weber, 244, Mike Aulby, 221. And Pete hung on, 202 to 191, as we look at a happy birthday man, the manager, Calvo, Larry Oya. Happy birthday.
And here's some of our top 24 players. The 300 King, Bob Learn Jr. The Wizard. M. Leto having a great year, making the finals every week. Randy Peterson, solid as usual. Rockin' Ryan. The Baker, defending AC Delco champion. Steve Jaros, 12 consecutive top 24s. Mike Edwards, just inducted into the Native American Hall of Fame with the likes of Jim Thorpe and Billy Mills. Congratulations. Big Kelly Kaufman. David Travers trying to get straightened out. And rounding out the top 24, John Bowerly.
Upcoming stops, PBA Tour, all to be televised here on ABC. Next week, we'll be bringing you the finals from Las Vegas, 3 p.m. Eastern starting time of our telecast. Then it's on to Peoria on the Illinois River. That's 2 weeks from today, again, 3 Eastern starting time of our telecast. Now let's go into match 3. The lefty again against a righty. And it's Parker Bohn III in the white shirt, and Pete Weber adjusting his shoes and his grips. And he got out of a tough one against Walter Ray Williams. Let's see what he'll do now.
Unbelievable. Pete's had more than his share of lives here in this championship round, but his opponents have killed themselves on this left-hand lane.
Smooth and almost timid.
Well, Chris, going through his mind, he's got to say, this is just so wonderful. He says, I should have been gone here 45 minutes ago. Now I'm in, have a chance to win the tournament, make some big bucks. So it's all win-win. And he's going against the guy who's really been struggling in the championship round, Parker Bohn III.
And another tough break as he leaves the 7-pin on the right lane. 11 titles for Parker.
Parker playing a similar line to we saw Mike Aulby, but with much more speed, and I think that's to his advantage. The ball won't drift as high as easily when you keep that ball speed up.
For friends, last year he was 2-9 on television. He has had some of the toughest breaks like there.
Well, Chris, a lot of it is his opponents are averaging 234. He's averaging 216. You're not going to win many games. However, when you make that big mistake, and he's made it early here, you just give your opponent an injection of confidence. So Parker is behind early and in trouble.
He led the first 3 rounds of this AC Delco Championship, and then the last 3 were led by the man practicing, Jason Couch. Here is pinfall off to our right, getting ready for the championship match against the winner of this one. So 9 pins standing and wobbling down there. These professionals are very good at single pin spares. They seldom miss. All right, Bo.
Well, Walter Ray, a little bit uncharacteristic of the #1 player in the world. Let's talk about the left-hand lane.
Well, the left-hand lane was tighter for me in practice, and right at the end, the right lane tightened up a little bit, and I thought I threw a decent shot in the 8th frame, and it hooked high, and in the 10th frame, I said, just make sure you get through it, and I thought I threw it pretty decent, but it still hooked high, and I got 2 bad results for those 2 bad shots, and I had a couple of ringing 10s, which could have struck, but he came back and beat me, so that's the way it goes.
That's the life of a pro bowler. You make a wrong adjustment, make a wrong guess, and you're in trouble. Thank you, Walter Ray. Good luck in defending your title next week. Back to you, Chris.
Okay, Pete Weber leaving a 3-6-10 on the left lane with a spare up. He opened with a strike. Gets him. Now he's loosening up. First intensity, fierce intensity, and almost angelic down on the lanes. Pete Weber now. Parker Bohn III. Hold a 300 game during competition here. A 7-pin.
Well, Parker never holds back, and what you see right here is the exact same shot he had in the first frame. Is you'll see that the 4-pin just kind of goes right around the 7-pin. So Parker wide, doesn't carry the 7, and this time he converts it.
So, our semifinal match. 3 frames of it. 8-pin difference.
Parker with about a 4-degree angle of attack as his ball hits the pocket. He's setting it on the 15th board, out to the 3rd board, 45 feet. It makes its move.
Big break.
Watch the head pin. This is a technology strike if you'll ever see one. Head pin to the sideboard, comes around, takes out the 7.
We're in California, where preparations for next month's Grand Prix of Long Beach, which airs on April 13th on ABC, has already begun. The majestic setting for the race will be enhanced by the presence of the Queen Mary in the backdrop. There she is.
How far do you have to go to get a delicious Eggo waffle all to yourself?
Do I have to say Lego?
Eggo waffles, part of a good breakfast.
Can't believe that worked.
Who was that guy?
If you settle for a remanufactured engine without a brand name, be sure you've got a pair of name brand shoes. AC Delco Engines, the national brand name with the nationwide warranty. Call for a location near you. Of course, if you come in on foot, we'll understand.
Bumper to bumper LA style. Bumper to bumper New York style.
bumper-to-bumper Atlanta style. Red Hot Jeff Gordon in NASCAR's best burn up the track in Atlanta at the Prime Star 500, followed by the first challenge in the International Race of Champions tomorrow on ABC.
Hector Casillion is that young man's grandfather, and he's one of our prized possessions on our ABC technical crew, and he comes visit us every year here at Cal Bowl. Wonderful little guy. Well, we have a little test coming up here that little 4-6, and Bo, you were a master of these. So it's an open for Pete, his first of the day, and here's an open man. That's Bo Burton.
Well, Chris, the 4-6 is darn near impossible, about 1,001, although I did leave my share. Well, here's a guy who didn't leave too many of them this week, Jason Couch. There's all millionaires out there. Walter Ray, Alby, all of them. Are you intimidated by those guys today?
I'm not intimidated at all, Bo. I led this tournament by 531 pins, and I'm getting ready to show everybody why I was the leader this week. I'd like to say hello to my daughter, Courtney. Happy first birthday, baby. This is for you.
He led it by more than 530, Chris, but he has to start at ground zero. He'll be in the championship game. Next match for $48,000.
He's a tough man in this field. 84 total titles. Most ever were 87, which happened in 1981, one of our telecasts. That big double has put him into a 15-pin lead over Pete Weber. I mentioned those 87 titles. Earl Anthony, Dick Weber, Dave Davis, Dickinson, Schlegel. That was an 81, total of 87, and there's the commish.
And he's given all the players out here a chance to get a lot more titles. Mark Gerbrick is heading the helm, doing a great job.
That's 3 in a row. 25-pin lead now, and Pete does have a strike up as he goes to work in the 6th frame.
Well, he knows he's caught it all, a full handful when he lets this go. When you see a guy start running as soon as he lets go of it, he knows that he's throwing as good as he possibly can. He's put it on Pete here right now in the middle of the match.
Number 9.
Interesting pin carry there. The 6 pin came off the sideboard and looked like it was going to knock out the 9. However, the head pin went between the 2 and 4. Watch this pin action as Pete gets a great break. It's a spare instead of a 4-9 split, but it could have turned into a strike.
Tomorrow night on ABC, an all-new Lois and Clark at 7, 6 Central Time, followed by America's Funniest Home Videos. Then, at a special earlier time, 8:30, 7:30 Central, Robert Redford, Sidney Poitier, Dan Aykroyd, and River Phoenix star in Sneakers, all tomorrow night on ABC.
Well, as we all know in the bowling industry, the longer you bowl on a pair of lanes, whether it's a championship pair or not, the oil or conditioner eventually wears off the lane, and Pete has not made the adjustment. Lanes are drying out. He's going high and paying a big penalty.
Our action coming from Cal Bowl, Southern California. We'll be back.
If a few extra pins are what you want, maybe you just need a little more power. They say the red wolf only leaves its den to hunt. Must be feeding time. The new Red Wolf from Ebonite.
It's like a sporting event running from plane to plane. I need luggage that won't slow me down.
New from Samsonite Brands, it's the revolutionary four-wheeled Easy Cart. Designed with a new four-wheel system so you can push it or pull it with the weight off your arms and on the ground for maximum maneuverability.
And this terrific set of shelves keeps the whole family organized.
Make trips easy with the new Easy Cart from the family of Samsonite Brands. Samsonite, Lark, and American Tourister. Buy an Easy Cart and get 50% off the purchase price of selected companion pieces.
Parker Bohn III, a lefty from Jackson, New Jersey, has a 39-pin lead here in the semifinal match as he bowls against Pete Weber. Weber defeating Walter Ray Williams to get to this point. And that's a four-bagger.
Well, at this point in the last two matches, we've seen the escape artist Pete Weber come out with a victory against Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Mike Aulby. But if he doesn't get some help from Parker Bohn here, there is no chance. This could be lockjaws. Spare here. Parker Bohn will be going at a 2:28 pace, using a plastic ball for his spares for a little straighter shot. Well, the escape artist needs all strikes, Chris. He can get 200, and that may not be enough.
And the four-pin, that's damaging as well. Jason Couch continuing to practice off to our right. Could be that roommates will be going for the $48,000 first prize. All right, tomorrow at Win Eastern, 12 Central Pacific on ABC Sports, auto racing doubleheader. First, the cars of NASCAR and the Prime Star 500 from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Weber going for the ball and gets him. Defending champion there is Dale Earnhardt. Then at 5 Eastern, 4 Central Pacific from Daytona, the International Race of Champions. It's all tomorrow, ABC Sports.
Parker Bohn, match well in hands, only left 3 7-pins, the rest strikes. This shot here could be the end of the day for Pete Weber. Courageous effort by Weber, coming back in exciting and very Weber-like style the first two matches, but the combination of Parker Bohn being so proficient here with every ball in the pocket and Weber just struggling, it's going to be Bohn and Couch for all the wheat.
We're looking at the winner from New Jersey, and it's been a while. 13 TV appearances since winning.
Chris, we've seen other good players go through a losing streak like that. Remember, Marshall Holman had in his great years, even in the mid-'80s, had a big losing streak. And Walter Ray Williams Jr. finally broke it at the Flagship Open and has been on top since then. So,
of course, Pete.
And Pete, this could be a turnaround for Parker. He's still got one game to go.
So, looks like Parker is a step closer to getting back in that win column. At least has a chance. Against another left-hander, all left-hander final. Jason Couch.
Pete going through the motions, finish up in the 150s if he doesn't make this, but it's secondary. It's win or lose out here on the Pro Bowlers Tour. 156, not a bad day's work though.
All right. This ABC Sports presentation of the Professional Bowlers Show will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
I've known Sam since we both had hair. Some days his hands hurt to where he can barely tie his shoes. Oh, he'd take 2 Tylenol, but hours later he'd be hurting again. He'd have to take more. He got fed up, so his doctor said try a leave.
I could take just 2 Aleve all day. But Tylenol was taking up to 8.
So he tried a leave. Keeps his pain away up to 12 hours.
What more could you ask for?
A little more hair?
Aleve. All day strong, all day long.
Imagine your feet are under attack, not by one flesh-eating predator, but many, in a feeding frenzy. That's athlete's foot. You can't just kill some. You need a potent weapon to kill them all. Lotramin AF. Full prescription strength medicine. The brand doctors recommend more than Dezinex and Mycotin. Lotramin AF is so deadly precise, it doesn't just kill some, it kills them all. Get Lotramin AF, the killer cure, because they're always hungry.
Monday, imagine it. Your driver's license gone. Paycheck missing. Horrifying? It could happen. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Over 20 million viewers watched the practice, and the critics are telling you why. Gripping, compelling characters, a don't-miss show.
You put a gun to a lady's head. Fire me? Please do.
See why USA Today says it's as if ER had traded in its scalpels for a gavel. The Practice, ABC Tuesday.
Boscov's men's suit sale. Try this on for size. $170 savings on famous Palm Beach suits. Now $199.99. These quality, wrinkle-resistant year-round wool blends from Palm Beach in sizes to fit most men. Regular, shorts, longs, athletic cuts, even big and portlies. Every Palm Beach suit, our lowest price ever. $199.99, 1 week only at Boscov's.
Your head and your heart are 2 reasons why Ford Escort is the car for you. Your head tells you about the improved fuel economy and that the Escort is the only car in its class to go 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups. Your heart tells you about the standard dual airbags and the safety cell body construction. Here's something for your head, your heart, and your pocketbook. A great price. And right now you can get $1,000 cash back. Ford Escort, it's the car for all your needs.
See your Quality Plus Ford dealer today and prepare to be impressed.
Kids forced to grow up fast to save their families. On the next Montel.
I'm Robin Roberts in New York. Coming up at 4:30, 3:30 Central on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Same-day coverage of the World Single Distance Speed Skating Championships, featuring Americans Chris Whitty and Casey Fitzrandolph. Plus special performances from the NutraSweet World Challenge of Champions, Ekaterina Gordieva, Torval and Dean, and others. And our Wide World Classic from 1982, Julie Moss's Agony of Defeat. It's all coming up next after bowling on Wide World.
Here's what has happened thus far in the AC Delco Classic. Weber defeating Alby 244 to 221, first match. Then in steps Walter Ray Williams Jr., and it's a 202-191 victory for Pete Weber, who then faces Parker Bohn III. And Parker survives 227, defeats 156. So the 2 men that led this tournament, Parker led the first 3 rounds, and Jason, whom he's going to meet now, led the last 3, are also roommates. 36 years doing this wonderful show, and we had a lot of people that have made it what it is, and going right back to the founder, Eddie Alas, who's been ill, and we hope he recovers quickly, and then Frank Esposito.
Frank, who was our television coordinator, and we saw a little clip from the Paramus, the opening show. Frank put it all together, and you must say something about Eddie, probably the nicest and most brilliant man I've ever met in my life. We wish them well, hope them a quick recovery.
Well, they're 2 winners in our whole crew. In fact, everybody here at Cal Bowl says hello to Eddie Elias and Frank Esposito, don't you? Okay. Thank you all here. And Parker Bohn now, winning the semifinal match, is going into this match against Jason Couch.
$48,000 at stake in this game.
A 7-pin. 25 to the runner-up.
Big money. You look at the rounds. The first 3 rounds are qualifying. They're 6-game rounds. Rounds 4, 5, and 6 are 8-game rounds of match play among the other players that made the top 24. 42 games in all.
All right. It's a mark for Parker in his second match. Now, having a long wait off to the right here is the left-hander from Clermont, Florida, Jason Couch.
And does he strap on it? Nothing is left in the bag. Love to watch his shot.
I think he's going to win the backswing competition. Take it away from Pete Weber.
Well, Pete's getting a little shorter as he gets older, and with that backswing. And it's something I've observed over the years, Chris, is when a player gets in his 20s and early 30s, he can have that high backswing. Let's take a look at Jason's here. But once he gets to about 35, you got to get this thing down. This thing's way up here. He's going to have to get it down in this level in another 5 or 6, 7 years. You just can't be consistent. We've seen Mark Roth lower it. I saw Dick Weber lower it. Wayne's on. So enjoy it while you have it, young man.
And going with the assumption that many a good tune is played on an old violin, Bo, are you coming back to compete on the tour?
Bo Burton is going to give it a try at Darrell Dukett's at the Imperial Lanes for the PBA National. That's about 3 weeks away, but I need a little practice to stay up with these guys. We'll see.
All right. Nice and smooth. Taking charge on that right lane, didn't he?
Well, Parker's zeroed. He's been around the hole every shot.
Solid 8 for Parker Bohn III. Just watch again. Was running it out. This was the result. Single pin spare. Okay. Jason Couch opened with a double. Parker with a spare and then strikes spare. 5'10", 185 pounds. Compact. The 1992 Rookie of the Year has 3 in a row, Bo.
Thank you, Chris. Pete Weber, you got the most out of it today. It looked like you were dead an hour ago, and you still got a nice paycheck.
Well, yeah, Bo. First big game, I bowled great. Second game, I started getting confused, and as you saw, the third game, I was just completely lost. I just had no clue.
But you know where the bank is, so good luck, and good luck in Las Vegas next week, pal.
I'll be back again next week.
All right, back to you, Chris.
Okay, you can bet on he will. No, Jason. Fourth frame. Just came up high and let it left at 2-4. And for the left-hander, that should be no problem after striking the first 3 frames. This is a title match. 48 to the winner, 25 for second.
Whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you cannot pull the ball on this championship pair. As you look at the grip of Jason Couch, the full fingertip, You can send it wide and get it back, but don't pull it, you pay a penalty.
Today's championship trophy is in the foreground of one of Lakewood's many lakes.
Well, I see the day, and it's not too far away.
Introducing Rage from Columbia 300. Let it out.
I can put that spoon down anytime I want.
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, too irresistible for adults.
You just don't get as much milk with a fork, that's all.
Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great!
This Sunday's paper may have something you don't expect, like some good news for a change. The Monopoly game is at McDonald's, so check your Sunday paper for your game board. Someone's paper even has $1 million instant win in it. So you checking yet?
The Pro Bowlers Tour on ABC Sports. Brought to you by AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, it's like buying time. Bud Light, if you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. And Ebonite, bowl to win.
Eager fans here at Cal Bowl, Lakewood, California. Bowling establishment owned by the Pacific Theaters. Another 7 for Parker.
Parker Bohn, solid 7 the first strike, solid 8 in the third, solid 7 the fourth. Nothing really good happening for Parker here in the early going. He trails his roommate Jason Couch by 19 pins.
Close. Oh, that's his third spare in 4 frames.
Well, Chris, when a guy doesn't carry, it's usually the angle the ball's hitting the pocket in relation to the break point. In other words, Parker's breaking the ball about 47 of the 60 feet down the lane. If he brings it out to about 45, he may get a little better angle. And you see his angle. He's coming here, here, and then right over the second arrow and out to the edge. Now, if he plays a little more hook, he'll probably carry the corner pins. Like that.
Best performance this year for Parker was a second at the Brentwood event. Jason Couch was 4th at the Brunswick TFC.
Parker's best shot.
Wearing that microphone, which gives you the inner feelings often of these professionals. This is a tough duty, tough week, and it's week after week for them, Bo. It's
You're right, Chris.
Pressure.
Well, key is conditioning, and this young man has really said, I got myself together. I'm 27 years old. I'm dedicating myself to the tour. He's lost weight. He's practicing 3 or 4 hours a day, and right now it's paying dividends. But you cannot pull the ball for a left-hander right of the target. It cuts right through the middle. You see the 3, 4, actually the 2, 4, 6, 10, unusual. He can make this by sliding the 2-pin over into the 6-10 zone. Not as tough as it looks. Get over in the 2-pin, slide it over in the 6-10.
That had a little
We saw Jason's reaction to a very tough split conversion. Let's see what effect it has on Parker. Parker trails by 19.
And a veteran of 11 titles in his 13-year pro career strokes it in the pocket.
Chris, a good friend of yours and one of the most popular racing figures we've ever had in this country, failed to make it to the tournament this week. The AC Delco Classic. Carroll Shelby was not here.
Well, he's been hospitalized, a little repair work, and he's going to get out, and we wish him well. Great guy.
And our good friend Frank Melchiori, who will be back with us on the ABC telecast. I'm sure he's watching Parker Bohn, who can now take the lead if he strikes here in the 7th championship match.
That double is huge. In fact, puts Parker in a 1-pin lead here in the championship match. Things are cooking now.
This young man's main weapon is his power.
Pocket shot. Pocket shot, that's good. That's a break.
Well, the acute angle that ball entered the pocket, he needs to just get over here and just bounce one out. But the acute angle that ball entered the pocket gave him very little chance to strike that shot.
That open coming in the 7th frame and immediately putting Bohn into a 15-pin lead. Parker has a 3-bagger up.
Surprising scoring today, Chris. The players averaged 240 among the 5 players during the whole week. Yet today we're only going along at a 206 pace. A little something to be said for one-game pressure matches.
Often have we seen that type of a comeback.
Parker Bohn, a modern-day cross between Johnny Petraglia for his power and Dave Davis for the arm swing. Can take a 25-pin lead here, 8th frame. This is an unusual leave. Watch this pin action. The 6 pin is not the pin that's lying next to the 10. Watch, the ball drives the pins right over the top. That's actually the 3 pin that should have been way off the lane, overpowered him. Parker does not get a good break at all. With this spare, he will lead by 14 pins.
The charitable Bohn family. Parker, his mother, father, do so much in the entire East Coast. Charity with children via bowling.
Doing a charity with me in Danbury, Connecticut later on in the year. Now, he's been perfect in the pocket in his 1+ games so far. 19 balls in the pocket. He only has 11 strikes to show for it, but he has never been in trouble.
Reacting left-handers right here in the final game for the AC Delco Championship. AC Delco now has sponsored an event on our telecast for 16 years, and it's the 4th time it's been contested here at Cal Bowl.
And they are offering $1 million in prize money to the pros over the next 3 years, starting here in 1997.
Four pins now separating roomies.
Championship match, $48,000 is at stake. Look at the scoreboard. If Jason Couch strikes out, it's 234. Parker Bohn will determine his own destiny. He cannot be shut out. 238 is a possibility for him. Right now, Couch would take the lead with the first strike here in the 10th.
Tournament later.
One more.
Getting
Come
tough.
on, one more.
That's right. He wants one more.
Interesting, Jason Couch was pushing. When he's leading the match, he got behind in the 7th frame. Chris, it seems like he's relaxed. He's taken a 6-pin lead, can make it 16.
4 titles, all from the #1 position.
That will force Parker Bohn III to throw 2 strikes and a count to win the championship. Anything less, it becomes Jason Couch's title. A lot of guts shown by Jason Couch right here. All that practice paying off.
Parker Bohn, having been in so many tight spots, not in that winner's circle for so long, and he's far from it right here again.
Needs 2 strikes and 7 to win the title.
In that shot, Parker Bohn III. Striking 7, though.
Striking 7 will do it, Chris. The last time I can remember in a key tournament needing a strike to win, he left a solid 6 to lose the tournament of champion to George Branham III. Let's see if that turns around in this frame. Must strike. If he doesn't strike, he loses.
Remember, it's been 13 television appearances where he's had a shot for a title and he's failed. His last title was 13 appearances ago.
Wow. Needs 7 pins still. We've seen stranger things happen. 7 or better. He is the new AC Delco champion and 48 grand richer.
Win by 4 pins, 238 to 234. Roommates. We'll be back here in Southern California. A thrilling telecast. We hope you like it.
Just how long does a car battery last? About this much time is put into most batteries. But AC Delco puts in more time, so our batteries last over 20% longer. Well, now there's the Delco Freedom 84, our longest-lasting battery ever. We put in 7 years of guaranteed starts, making it the granddaddy of all batteries.
Hey, my watch.
So, where do you want this?
Hey now, I ordered a new copier.
This is better than new, my friend. Allow me to demonstrate. Oh, what do we have here? Enlarges, too.
Even Foley. I'll take it.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
That was close. I didn't think I could shove this baby through. no socks.
The Monopoly game at McDonald's. You could win $1 million. Just buy large or super-sized fries and you could win this prize. It's our best Monopoly game ever.
You're in the draw with the money.
Duh. What do you want with your prize?
Parker Bohn's most precious victory. Jason Couch, second Pete Weber, Walter Ray Williams, and Mike Aulby. It was win number 12, Parker. He's being congratulated by everybody here. And Ken Robinson, Director of Advertising and Promotions for AC Delco, will give him the $48,000 check. And Jay Swerdlow, Executive Vice President, General Manager for Pacific Theaters, owning the bowl. So from Calbo, we say goodbye. See you next week. Coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, special performances from NutraSweet World Challenge of Champions in